Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet a true marketing genius. The great Jason Lockhart is in the studio. His incredible journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
So I have a PR marketing company, but I truly appreciate genius when I see it. And I met this young man the other day at an iHeart event. Shout out to iHeart. We're all fans of iHeart. And Jason impressed me, and he has an amazing marketing company. Jason Lockhart, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah. It was a pleasure meeting you at the iHeart. What was that? They had the Christmas party.
Christmas in July. Party. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, it was great.
All right, so let's talk about your firm, because you specialize in there's an old saying, get rich in your niche. Mm-hmm. So you specialize in a certain customer.
Yes.
Like, what's your customer?
Really remodeling companies, because that's where we do a lot of our work. And that's honestly because of my background, because I'm an architect by trade. And so I actually got into this because I'm always asked, well, how did you get into marketing if you were an architect? It's because I used to teach at LSU. So I taught in the architecture school, and what happened, I taught a professional practice class, and the dean wanted to have marketing as impetus for that class because they wanted to have the students more marketable. So when I learned all of the marketing tactics and tricks and strategy, I started to apply that to our architecture firm. And one of the designers here within the Dallas area reached out to me and said, "What are you doing?" I helped her out, and then she started to have traction. Then a year later, one of her colleagues reached out to her and said, "What are you doing?" So then I started to help her out. And then after a while, I said, I actually need to monetize this. So right in 2016, that's when I opened up the marketing agency.
Wow. Okay. 2016.
Okay,
2016. So you've been around for almost a decade now.
Yes.
And one of the things you specialize in, we're going to pull up his website, is kitchen and bath.
Yes.
So let's talk about that market. So kitchen and bath it's big business.
Yes,
I mean, I go home, I watch the news, and there's like every 5 minutes you see another kitchen and bath remodeling company. So it's big business.
It is. And what happens is that a lot of the owners of the companies are great at what they do. They're not great at marketing. And I know because I was in architecture and I was not great at marketing until I learned a lot of this stuff. So that's where they need the help, is actually being able to communicate to their end user what they do and tell their story the right way so they could communicate to them, we can do the job for you.
Love that. Okay, tell us about some of your services. I mean, obviously somebody could call up Channel 8 or Channel 4 and buy an ad.
Right.
What does your company do? How do you serve your clients?
So we do a lot of digital marketing where we do SEO, social media, paid ads, and now with the advent of AI, and it's huge now. So it's not just about knowing what to do, but how to do it, and then effectively communicating that to your end user.
Yes. And have you discovered in your industry, are they kind of in, I shouldn't say the Stone Age, but I mean, a lot of people in traditional industries are not into digital. I mean, I think about the construction industry. I mean, it's kind of prehistoric.
It is.
The oil and gas industry, it's very Stone Age. So when you come into some of these clients, I mean, they're learning a new language.
They are. And oftentimes they're using old software, old technology. In terms of what they do, they have up to date, but in terms of marketing, operating, and they are behind times.
You also have a very popular podcast. It's called Designer Discussion.
Yes.
Do I have that right?
You do.
Right,
You do.
Let's pull up this website. So Designer Discussions, you started this in 2021, which is the height of COVID.
Yes.
So tell me about the advent of this.
We began this, we were actually on Clubhouse in 2020 because that's where everything was, because nobody could go outside and it was all about communicating, and Clubhouse was the in thing at the time.
Yes.
And so we actually had a Clubhouse room called Designer Discussions. And what happened is, as everything started to open up around mid 2021,
Yes.
we actually had a lot of our listeners saying, we're now back in the office. We cannot be on live on Clubhouse, but we want to hear from you. Why don't you do a podcast? Because at the time, Clubhouse did not record the calls.
I remember that.
So you had to be live to hear what we were saying.
Right.
And so that's why we had started the podcast. So we're actually helping designers that don't know how to market, show them the basics they need to actually have success in the marketing world.
So give me an example, like what are some topics that you cover on your podcast?
Everything from online marketing, PR, social media, which is usually a hot topic. AI is really big right now. That's mainly a lot of the things, because we often ask our listeners, what do they want to hear from us? What do they want to know about? And I'll say over 50% is AI. How do you get into it? What do you do?
Yes.
Is it go take over my job? You know, those type of questions.
Let's drill down a little deeper, since you brought up AI, because I think everybody, knows about it,
Right.
and we know ChatGPT. But how do you use AI to service your clients?
We use AI, honestly, in the follow-up process, because oftentimes when we get leads for clients, they may not either have a chance to answer the phone or follow up with them, because not everybody buys immediately. But having that follow-up process to actually get into, once they heard from you, and then follow up with them over time, hopefully over time they will convert. So having that automation to be able to follow up with the clients is what we use AI for.
And Jason, what's the secret to, AI can, if you're not doing it right, it seems impersonal. Like I know I'm getting sent a bot.
Right.
All right. So what's the secret to doing it right so it feels authentic?
Actually teaching AI what you want it to do. So what I've actually taught a class on AI, and what I tell it is, treat AI like a child. You will not tell a child to go cook you a meal.
Yeah.
You would teach them how to cook the meal. So that's what you need to do with AI. They need to understand you, how you operate, what your tone is, what your voice is, what the brand is about. Over time, it learns you, and then it could be more useful for you once it learns who you are.
Yeah. On my driver's license, it says Jeffrey David Crilley. And sometimes I'll get a bot that says Jeffrey Crilley. Comma.
Right.
I'm like, nobody calls me Jeffrey. I'm Jeff. So I know this is a bot. This is not a real person. So, it feels like there's a lot of impersonal communication going on in AI. And so they need to bring in an expert like you to make sure that it feels authentic.
Right. And what happens oftentimes is they don't know how to use AI, so they don't use AI. But once they learn how to use it, they'll see it could do simple tasks that could save them a lot of time.
Well, you're an amazing entrepreneur and business mind. So we have 2 minutes left. So I want you to look into the camera on your left and talk to the person who's thinking about bringing you in. Maybe they need to have an outside pair of eyes to look at their business and look at ways that they could market better.
Okay. So if you're in the design industry, design, construction, remodeling, we understand what you're going through, because with my background, with my team's background, we understand the design and remodeling industry. And so we know how to find your voice and communicate that to the end user to help them buy from you over your competition.
Great way to end the segment. We're also going to leave you with his website, which is kitchenandbathmarketingsolutions.com. The great Jason Lockhart. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.